So the time has come. Let's talk about this. This is not a flex. That, my friends, was entertainment at its best, at least in my standards. So, the video's not gonna get any better than this, so if you want to click away, go ahead. So, today's video is about why I shoot Leica. And I received a lot of questions around this, as many of you may know that I am, I guess, a Leica shooter, if you can call it that. And I've made a few videos about Leica too. So, I guess some of you wanted some reasoning, and here it is. And as many of you may know, there's a lot of different types of Leicas out there. But you know, I have the Q-P in my hand right now, but I've shot the M6 and M9 before. So the point of this video isn't targeting specifically like one type of Leica, but I'll be talking more broadly about why I shoot Leicas in general. I think when people talk about Leicas, they tend to talk about the wrong things. They talk about things like price and how luxurious it is, and they talk about it in their like multi-million-dollar homes, and it kind of always like gives off this like really strange vibe. That's not what I'm here to talk about today. Today I'm here to talk about kind of like the practical, I guess, merits of shooting Leica and why it's a great camera to use. Especially once you get used to shooting manually on a Leica, you can shoot in these very quick environments as well. In fact, I think one of the strongest points of shooting on a Leica and getting used to the system is being able to shoot in fast-paced scenarios. Once you get used to shooting manually on the distance scale and zone focusing, I made a video about that and you can refer to that video as well. But once you get used to that, you can really start shooting quickly, which is, I think, quite contradictory to what a lot of people say about rangefinders. A lot of people say that, oh, it's like you have to take your time and it slows you down, but like not once you get used to it. It's actually much quicker than autofocus once you get really, really used to it. Okay, let's just say you're in this beautiful location, hypothetically speaking. Which camera do you want with you or on the table? This? Another thing I like about Leicas is that they're hefty, but they're lightweight at the same time. They're just built really well, and they're light. Did I mention that? I guess I did. So they don't weigh it down. Okay, so you guys know that in this channel I promote health, photography, and metal, I guess. So cheers, soda water. Another reason I use Leica is that if you want, you can really slow things down. Everything doesn't have to be super quick. You can take your time framing. If you're using a rangefinder, you can use the frame lines to take your time and really frame up the scene that you want. You also have the manual controls right in your fingertips here. So let's say you're shooting a landscape or something and you want to really just adjust the exposure quickly, then it's right there in your fingertips. And usually the finders in Leica cameras are really nice. On the M's, they're a rangefinder, but with the Q and the SLs, they're very, very bright, very accurate EVFs. So you don't get this like weird false colors, and you get to see things as they are. And that really helps framing the picture that you want as well. Another thing is definitely the build quality. It's made really sturdily, and it's raining right now, but I'm not too afraid it's gonna break for some reason. I don't know why. It just feels very secure. It's made really well. It feels, I don't know, it feels nice. And it's hard to go back to different cameras after this. I've been using, you know, Fuji's on and off, and Canons and Ricos, and they're all nice cameras, but like, it doesn't have the same experience as shooting a Leica, I guess. I know everyone says this, but it's pretty true. And to be honest, it's kind of like a curse at the same time, because it's hard to appreciate other cameras. It's hard to kind of shift to other cameras. Like I've used the X Pro 3 a little bit too, and like it just, everything feels a little bit cheap, to be honest. But yeah, like with Leicas, that's usually not the case. They feel really nice, and it's fun to shoot with, and you don't doubt the camera at all. Like you take the picture and that's it. Like it's never the camera's fault. It's always your fault. And that's the kind of security that I want in a camera when I'm shooting it. I never want it to be the camera's fault. I always want it to be my fault if there's a mistake. See, I've shot with a lot of different cameras in my life. And I kind of ended up shooting Leica. I feel like the biggest reason to that is just because with Leicas, like they're very versatile, and with other cameras, I felt like I was kind of forced into a certain way of shooting. Let me try to give you an example. The first camera I had was a Contax T2. See, the T2 was a quick, easy to use, snappy camera. I loved it, but sometimes it lacked the manual controls. So then next, I got a Contax G2. That camera does have the manual controls, but it also is like a snappy auto-ish camera. However, using the G2 for a while, what I noticed was that it was a little bit too quick. Like the manual focus isn't too reliable, so mainly you end up using the autofocus, and it felt like it was forcing me into this really, really quick snapshotty style of photography. Along that way, I also acquired a X Pro 2 Fuji, and what I noticed was that the colors were kind of slightly off, and also the manual controls also weren't really like there. Like it's a rangefinder, but it's not really, I guess. Whoop. Okay, so the conclusion to this video is that Leicas, as long as you learn how to use them properly and quickly, they, at least for me, they've solved almost all the camera problems that I've had in the past. And I feel extremely comfortable using them now, and I can't really imagine myself not using one at this point. I guess in reality, the only problem left right now is price, but let's just let that problem slide for this video. Okay, see you guys in the next video, and bye-bye. Oh yeah, sayonara.